JC from Real and Simulated Wars. I am here in Command Model Operations in the South China Sea, most of it the northern part near the Strait of Taiwan. And the reason I am here with this self-made scenario, it is to explore some stuff in the new Navy warfighting doctrine called Distributed Maritime Operations, which is quite there is quite a lot to explore right there. Basically, what the Navy wants to do, it is, to kind of maneuver their fleet dispersed and to concentrate fires. And well, one of the obvious and most easy way to characterize that, it is by the dispersion of the fleet, the distance that you have between the different warships or vessels. And I wanted to explore that, and that's why I made this scenario. It is a very simple one. Don't expect it to be like any type of realistic scenario or anything like that. But basically, we have a kind of a surface group. It doesn't even qualify as that, but it is based in the Arleigh Burke destroyers. We have two. We have 72 and 73. One is the Mahan, the other one is the Decatur. And well, if you take a look, you will see that the distance between these two ships, it is around 40 nautical miles. So we are kind of dispersed, but we are still not stretched thin. And specifically, what I want to do today, it is to explore the capabilities of the Aegis system. And both of these warships are capable. They have the Aegis system implemented. So for that, we're going to try to defend against a Chinese force that we will see in a second. So we have on our side, we have these two destroyers, and then we have a maritime patrol vessel. We have a Poseidon over there, and in the Philippines we have this airport, which is a civilian airport, and we have a bunch of F-35s, which I equipped with the AGM 154 extended range, which is, can be used as an anti-ship missile. So I'm not expecting them to make too much damage, because this scenario is basically on the defensive role of the Aegis system. So maybe in a later video, I can show you how to fight with this meager force. And for the Chinese side, of course, we have some air bases that I used the database included with the game, which is fantastic. I just used a limited amount of them. There is some aircraft. Let's switch to the Chinese side. One of these bases has the J-16s, and they have the KH-31P anti-ship missile. So there is quite a challenge over there. There is a patrol aircraft that is going to be providing some surveillance. And this is the surface group for the Chinese. it is basically 3 destroyers. They're quite close together, around 10 nautical miles, so they're not dispersed at all. And well, they have a combination of missile weaponry. The most important one and the most challenging one to work against is going to be the uh, YJ-12A missile, which is quite capable, and we'll have to deal with it because we're going to be on purpose on the defensive for this scenario. So just to show you the type of force that we have these DDGs based in the Hanzhou type of destroyer. So this is also a DDG, but you can see what we're talking about here. We're outnumbered, and when it comes to win this scenario, I would say that we are outgunned a little bit. But let's just focus on what we have on our plate right now. So these ships and the aircraft are going to be pursuing an anti-access area denial mission, which is, don't let the Americans to enter there, and if they do, just take them out of the map. And for the Americans, right now, it is going to be just survive the first barrage of missiles and see how the Aegis system works. So I'm going to get out of the scenario editor, and I'm going to save this, and I'm going to load it as a scenario. There is nothing written. I am just pure laziness. So there we are, and I'm going to put this in number 5 speed, and there we go. Our destroyers are trying to enter the area that the Chinese are trying to get us out from. And well, so far there is not too much to detect. Our Poseidon system is still not able to detect the Chinese patrol. We have some emissions going on, and here do come our first aircraft coming to the area of operations. And we also have our F-35s, which are assigned to this mission too. So they're on a patrol type of a mission, and we will have to wait until they arrive to this area. So far, everything looks okay. Let's accelerate a little bit until we start seeing anything of interest. So this is one of the things that Command has, that the database of platforms and the coverage of the entire world make it like just great for this type of explorations. I'm not simulating anything. I'm just playing around with these concepts and trying to see how they work in this scenario. Oh, there we go. So wait a second. We started to see some Chinese surface ships. And well, look at that. They're being detected and classified by our F-35s. The Euron 5, it is just this aircraft, which is part of a flight of F-35s. So, wow, that's great. And you will notice that our ships and aircraft are not firing. Well, because the reason is that neither of the Chinese or the Americans are in our mission area. And I have also set up the doctrine for these guys not to prematurely shoot at the Chinese vessels. And besides of that, they are outside the patrol area, so they're not going to do it. Let's accelerate this some more, and I am sure that the Chinese are being alerted. These destroyers. Oh, there we go. There we go. Here comes the fun. We have this situation here. Oh, never mind. These are two helicopters that are from the destroyers. And we have missiles. And these missiles, ladies and gentlemen, are being detected by our F-35s, which is, very useful. Now, the F-35s, apparently, well, there is some transmission of information, but this thing happens like, we have our standard missiles being fired. Standard missiles are, the most typical weapon, and the weapon of, not the weapon of choice, but one of the landmarks of the Aegis system are these standard missiles, SM. In this case, we have the number 6. And these missiles are not being detected by neither of the ships. Nothing at all. However, both of them, they are firing their standard missiles to defeat the salvo right there, which is, I think, really very cool, and it shows very well what the Aegis system can do. And look at the independence of targeting. This is just fantastic. It's shooting aircraft down, it's shooting missiles down, and wow, a lot of enemy missiles have just passed upon. Here comes a second. We're using the rims now. Wow. That's quite an exchange. And ladies and gentlemen, we survived our first enemy missile barrage. Again, all of it thanks to the Aegis system, which is providing pretty much like a brain on itself. It's like choosing targets that we had a case where this destroyer, the Decatur, was firing against missiles that were pointed towards the Mahan, which is the other destroyer. So, tremendous asset for the Americans to have this. Unfortunately, right now, and we have to continue this maybe in another video because I don't want to make this so long. Uh, nice, nice. So, wow, the Chinese are. I need to engage these SUs, these Chinese aircraft with my F-35. So, but that's another issue. So let me stop it right there. I was saying that tremendous capability, very nice to have it. And now comes the kicker that I believe it shows perfectly what many people in the defense sector are saying, like, all of these persons that help to create the doctrine, and they have a very good knowledge of it, that, well, yeah, everything very nice with the Aegis system, but in cases like this, we are left with right now, after this first salvo exchange, we are left with harpoons only, which is, it's a missile that has 40 years already. So it's kind of old. You see, the range kind of sucks. It is this red thing over there. And I don't recall from the top of my mind how much is that. Probably, well, here is showing like 70. Oh, let's use the proper tool. It is around 70 nautical miles, which is just nothing. The Chinese were firing at us from, far, far away, and all they needed was this guy. So we are left cold in the dark without our SM missiles. We had just how many? 16 of them at the beginning, and we just used them all. And that's it. These standard missiles, the SM-6, has a very long range, at least better than the Harpoon, and we don't have them anymore. And maybe if we don't work in another way to win this scenario, we are going to lose, or we will have to retreat, or let the Chinese to win the day. So I am very happy with this outcome. I'm very happy about the Aegis system and how it performed. And well, we will see in another video what can we do to win this scenario. I'm just trying to imagine what is going to be. A small suggestion that I have, it is just kill their eyes with this guy over there and try to gain air superiority so the Chinese aircraft cannot see us. These are, kind of fourth generation fighters. They just have a radar, anti-radar coating, but that's pretty much it. But they have a fantastic range, and they have KH missiles, so they are not exactly uncapable. So that's it from the command post here at Real and Simulated Wars, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your kind attention.